Zhuigazhou Valley International Icefall Festival opened in southwest China's Sichuan province recently, attracting thousands of tourists to get a glimpse of the frozen wonders. The unique natural wonder of icefall drew thousands of tourists from around the world to pour in the scenery area on the first day of the 9th Icefall Festival. The numerous natural waterfalls start partially freezing every winter, which transforms the once vibrant Zhuigazhou Valley into a snow-white wonderland in stillness. The colossal waterfall streams seem to be frozen up the moment they rush down the rocks, leaving ribbons of blue with icicles hanging in the front. Meanwhile, the withered plants, the grotesque rocks, and the colorful lakes in the valley have all turned into utter white formations under the cold spell. Young, a tourist from New York, first time being in Zhuigazhou means there is a fairy tale land and it should look like this. Ninan, an American tourist, was very impressed.
Hi, I'm from New York, first time in Zhuigazhou. Very impressed with the beautiful lakes, the scenery, the trees, and especially the waterfalls and the blue ice. Makes it a very unique tourism attraction, and I'm very happy to be here.
The 9th Icefall Festival is scheduled to run until March 31st. A giant panda landed in Shanghai's airport recently after living in a zoo in the United States for the last 4 years. Yunzi, born at the San Diego Zoo, California in 2009, was scheduled to return to its hometown in the Wolong National Nature Reserve, southwest China's Sichuan province, after a short stay in Shanghai. Yunzi, along with other giant pandas in the US, was on loan from the Chinese government, which has the option of calling them back to their native country before they reach the age of 4, according to a deal of the loan program. The panda was the offspring of the adult female giant panda Baiyun and its mate Gao Gao at the zoo, which have won popularity among the locals. Yun in Chinese means cloud and Zi means sun. Yuzi means son of cloud, and the name was selected because its mother's name, Baiyun, means white cloud.
They're getting ready to leave. People will send goodbye cards to say goodbye. And sometimes they don't understand why they need to leave, but we say they have to go to China so they can grow up and have a mate and live a normal life, because they can't get married in San Diego because their mom and dad are there, so they need to come here to get a mate.
We had access to him in the cargo area. When we took care of him, we gave him food. We'd check with him, make sure he had fresh water at all times. We'd just talk to him and sit with him for a few minutes to make sure he was calm and resting the whole way.
After arrival, Yunzi received a physical examination by veterinarians in the quarantine area. Ding Linhua, Vice Director of a veterinary hospital in the China Conservation and Research Center for the giant panda, say they have carefully checked, fed it food and water, and the panda is in good condition. Husband throwing in snow may not be an Olympic sport yet, but in Japan's central prefecture of Niigata, it has been going on since the 18th century. The custom is practiced annually on January 15th in the city of Tokamachi. It supposedly started as a retaliation by men against outsiders who married local girls. 3 newly married couples took part in this year's event recently. The kimono-clad husbands were carried to the top of a hill and thrown one by one into 2 meters of snow. They rolled down the slopes to their waiting wives. One husband said he felt invigorated in the snow, even though he was nervous at the beginning. His wife said she was scared and nervous at first, but felt relieved to see her husband at the bottom of the hill. She said she wants to create a happy family. What's your favorite place for leisure activities in Hong Kong? A recent survey asked the question in coming up with a list of popular venues and some not so popular ones, which is a contest for Hong Kong's best and worst public spaces. Hong Kong Public Space Initiative, Designing Hong Kong, and RFP Magazine hosted an online poll last November to raise public awareness on recreational places in the city. Netizens nominated about 50 venues and over 500 people clicked in to vote. Ranked at rock bottom is Yan Oi Court Garden in Kwun Tong. The Leisure and Cultural Services Department was given a spoof award because the relatively small place is surrounded by wire fences, making it look like a bird cage. But the government promised to improve its design. Margaret Lee of Yan Oi Court Garden says in mid of this year they will be handing over the garden to the Urban Renewal Authority for demolishing. They will also have a new garden in Yu Mun Square. One of the organizers believes there is still room for improvement. Zimmerman also points out that one of the voters' most favorite public spaces is this unmanaged wharf in Saiwan. Although there are places zoned for recreational use by the government, some members of the public have also uncovered other free spaces to be enjoyed. This is a public cargo working area meant for ships to deliver goods, but some people have turned this stretch by the harbour into a wonderland for dog walking or even cycling. EcoBus company is manufacturing for the first time in Mongolia an environmentally friendly bus with Euro 4 standard when the transportation and air pollution became a national problem in Mongolia. Bus J800 has many benefits, providing general technical and national standard requirements, no smoke and diesel engine. EcoBus company, through Nomin Holding Company investment, is manufacturing the bus. The company is supplying its first bus to the market after years of study and research about cars and vehicles. The company manufactured 2 buses for now, and these buses are suitable for Mongolian climate and weather conditions. The main frame of the bus is metal with the shape of a wagon. The window is frost resistant and safe. There is a digital card reading machine next to the driver, which is a new technology and approach for the auto industry. The buses will be sold to bus companies. Passengers will be able to ride in the new bus manufactured solely by Mongolian engineers. Kites of all shapes and sizes have been taken to the skies above the western Indian city of Ahmedabad. The annual Uttarayan Kite Festival is always held around January to mark what's regarded as the start of a new season. Ready for liftoff. The kite depicts the Indian mythological character Chota Bheem. It's one of the many creations heading skywards in Ahmedabad in the 3-day Uttarayan Kite Festival. Among 150 participants from around the world took part. The gentle breeze of the newborn summer is seen as creating ideal conditions to send the kites soaring into the sky. Those taking part are of all ages. They pull kite strings from dawn till dusk to see them rise up. This year's showstopper is a kite sporting the face of a Kathakali dancer. It's designed by a group called One India from Kerala, who are inspired by the traditional Kerala dance, in which participants paint their faces with vegetable dye. The kite has been a star attraction at kite festivals around the world. Abdullah Malikiakal, director of the One India team, said they have the largest kite in the world, Kathakali, which is the size of a 110 feet length, and the weight is 1,515 kilograms when airborne. He says this is their first time coming to Gujarat, Ahmedabad. Kite festival in Gujarat is very good, excellent. While competing, kite flyers main their kites to reach their maximum height. It takes some careful planning and good skills. This year's festival has brought in flyers from the US, UK, France, Belgium and Russia, among other countries. Bob Churikshanks, a British participant, has been flying his Superman-inspired kites at festivals around the world.
The children like it, and I have many Superman kites, so it's good entertainment, and it's always good to bring a smile to people.
Munitira, a student from Indonesia who has come to Ahmedabad to celebrate Uttarayan, is excited to be here.
It is awesome! It is amazing! I enjoy a lot!
Uttarayan is one of the rare Indian festivals to be celebrated across the regions. Although it was believed to be originally a special day in the Hindu calendar, it is said to be the idea of flying kites to celebrate the occasion was a concept that arrived with Muslims from Persia and has now transcended all religious boundaries. And even as night falls, the kites don't stop flying. Adorned with special lights, they light up the Ahmedabad sky. Bangladesh Railways started its terrestrial activities of train tracking and monitoring TMS based on Global Positioning System GPS for providing better services to the passengers. Railways Minister Mujibul Haq inaugurated this system last week. The passengers will now be able to know information on the location of train arrival and leaving time, the reason of delay through mobile SMS. The consumers of Grameen phone will get the facilities in the primary stage. Bangladesh Railway Minister informed that this system will be introduced in some important intercity trains of eastern zone of Bangladesh Railway in the first stage. The group Big Bang has numerous fans around the world. Their singing and dancing appears so real, as if it's a performance in a real concert hall. Hologram technology is shooting laser beams into an empty space to reproduce a third-dimensional imagery. The screen opens up 270 degrees. The acoustics, lights and laser are comparable to an actual concert hall. An array of special effects perfected an awesome stage production. This is a newly opened hologram hall in Dongdaemun in Seoul, where visitors can enjoy performances by K-pop stars that are close to the real deal. It specially targets foreign tourists and fans of the Korean wave. Performances will be held 8 times a day. Outside the hall are various interactive digital zones where fans can take photos of their favorite stars' holograms. Lee Seung-won of the Ministry of Science, ICT and Future Planning officials said the new hall is expected to help foster a new Korean wave craze overseas and attract foreign tourists to Korea. Similar hologram centers which combine K-pop and the latest digital technology will also open in Seoul's Myeongdong area and Jeju Island, as well as other spots in Japan, China and Southeast Asia. An art gallery in the Iranian capital of Tehran hosted a collection of realistic paintings. The visitors to the gallery can catch a glimpse of 90 artworks with social themes. The collection of oil paintings and color pencil drawings reflect a rising tendency by an emerging generation of Iranian artists towards realistic social themes rather than what some analysts describe as extreme modernism among Iranian painters. The Sri Lanka Central Bank says that the revenue earned from tourism industry during the first 10 months of this year has increased by 26% to $996.2 million. The revenue from the tourism industry during the same period last year was in the region of $790.5 million. This was revealed in a newest report of the current economic indicators released by the Sri Lanka Central Bank. Foreign tourist arrivals have increased by 16.8% to over 904,000 compared to last year. The aim of the government is to increase the number of tourist arrivals up to 2.5 million by the year 2016. Economic Development and Tourism Ministries implement various programs to achieve this objective. Measures have been taken to build new express highways, ports, airports, travelers' parks, modern hotels, and to modernize existing hotels. The number of hotel rooms will increase up to 50,000 countrywide. The main objective of the government is to transform Sri Lanka as the most attractive tourist destination in Asia by the year 2016.